Looking at the restaurant industry across the board, what kind of trends do you see going on?
With restaurants?
Yes, I mean not only with your kind of restaurant, but across the board with various.
Well, you know, the restaurants out there that, that can operate at a high level, night in and night out, will always find success. I think there's also, you have to also be a little bit cutting edge and grow with the times. Some of the restaurants that are out there that have been serving the same menu for all these years are struggling a little bit with that, because for the simple reason that they do it right, but yet people have been in their restaurants for many, many years and looking for something a little different. And you know, with the amount of information that's now out there to the consumer on the different products and the different types of food, I think that they're searching for it as well. You know, and back when I first started waiting tables, everybody just wanted to come in and have a great meal. Now they come in and they want to have it all. They want the total package. They want the service, they want the ambiance, and they want the great food and drink. And you know, they're going to keep looking till they find it. And if they find a restaurant that can provide it night after night, then they're going to continue to visit that establishment. But there's a lot of restaurants out there that get a little complacent, and they stop doing things that they do well on a nightly basis, and they become very inconsistent, and the customer becomes aware of it, and you know, you're having a great opportunity to lose that business.
Yeah, great. Can you share one of your most embarrassing moments with us?
I can. I was managing a Friday night at our original store in Clearwater. This was my past concept, and I had just gone down and visited 2 or 3 different booths in the bar area, and we had a big beautiful bar with the booths that overlooked the dining room, and a gentleman was struggling at the end of the far booth with a ketchup bottle. So of course I was talking to a table beside him and watched him continuously struggle with it, and of course trying to do the right thing, I excused myself, reached back and got one off the bar and loosened the top for him and handed it to him, and when I did, he took it and decided he needed to shake it, and when he did so, it covered myself and about 4 other people in each booth all the way down. And so I had everybody this way looking at me. I had him looking at me with ketchup all over me, and he emptied the bottle on one shake. And so it probably took me a few minutes to address each guest and to offer my condolences. And after, of course, buying their dinner and offering to pick up their dry cleaning bill, I got to revisit them again in the weeks ahead as they all came by to collect on their dry cleaning bill. So it was very embarrassing for me. But I think that I also built some good relationships, but it was a hard pill to swallow.
Sure, yeah. What kind of operating ratios do you utilize at Bonefish? What are your percentages that you're aiming for?
Well, we're driven in sales and profit. That's how we measure our success. And we also work very hard to try to drive our traffic percentages each year. And but some of the challenges that we face, of course, would be the labor market in different cities that we go to and open restaurants. And you know, we work very hard on our training and our development of our people. And our goal with each of our anglers that we hire is to have at least 2 years out of each person. It probably costs us roughly about $1,500 to $1,600 to train one server. It roughly probably costs the same to train a gentleman or one of our cooks as well. And our turnover is pretty good with Bonefish. I think our goal is 50% company-wide. I think my market at this point is at 60% turnover, which I'm very pleased with. I mean, we just came out of September and we had a lot of men and women who went back to school, and of course, so that percentage went up a little bit, but we work hard on it each day. You know, with the labor market, and it's tough, and with the cost of labor increasing, it's something that we watch for very closely. We try to run minimum overtime because we feel like it's wasted dollars. We have certain percentages that we set for in the front of the house and the back of the house that we try to hit on a nightly basis based on our sales. And in the restaurant business, and honestly, to be successful, we have to kind of take every day as if it's a month and each week as if it's a month, and we try to run those each day to see if we're hitting our percentages that we need to be at. Food, beer, liquor, wine cost are some of our high costs as well, but we probably run about a 36% food cost and roughly probably right around a 24% BWL as well. So we're very pleased with it. You have to spend a little money to make a little money. I know there's some other restaurants out there that probably have a less food cost, but you know, that's not always good. And there's some restaurants out there that have a higher food cost, and it just depending on what you're trying to serve. And we find it tougher with bonefish as we've grown. The demand on fish has increased. There's more and more restaurants out there resourcing and serving fresh seafood, and some fish that you'll find that are more expensive than fillets, and is more expensive than lobster, believe it or not. So we work very hard on making sure that our fish is fresh, and we have a great relationship with our vendor partners that supply all that fresh seafood, and we work very hard on cutting and watching our yields and making sure that we're measuring it each day and each week, and that we're not wasting any income.
What kind of labor cost percentage do you have back and front?
Roughly, we run about 11.5% back of the house, and we run a 5% front of the house labor, which is mostly the men and women who make up our host staff, our bus staff, our wait staff, our bar in the front, and then in the back it's the men and women who help prepare and cook the food.
And that's like 5% of total sales?
Front of the house is 5% of total sales, and the kitchen percentage is based on total food sales. That's how we measure it.
Yeah. Fantastic. No wonder you're successful.
It's a challenge. We battle it each day, and it's something that we watch for. I mean, like I said, our turnover is really low compared to the national numbers, and we have a wonderful relationship, and we work very tirelessly on building that relationship with our anglers, and we want them to be with us for a long time. A lot of them have stepped up into the management positions. I have men and women who've worked in this restaurant that we're sitting at. This restaurant turns 5 years old in December, and I think there's probably 22 men and women who've worked here since the day that it opened. And they too have other careers and have families, and it's been a good fit for them and a good fit for us, and we've grown together, and I don't think that they've lost any confidence in us and our ability to operate, and we're very pleased and very fortunate to have them on our teams.
How do you go about selecting a location, in other words, a market for the next Bonefish Grill?
John, it takes more time than you think. Obviously there's several cities here in Florida that Bonefish has not quite reached. It depends basically on several different things. One, can we find a site that's got good traffic flow? We don't want to be in a situation where we're a destination location. 41, US 41 has been an excellent road for us in Bonefish. We have stores in Sarasota and Fort Myers and Bonita Springs, and we're in the process right now of opening a new store in Naples, which is also located off 41. Obviously, a lot of things play into the part of it. We don't buy property; we lease property. So a lot of you have to kind of go in and look at what's available. It could be a corner of a strip mall. It could be an old freestanding building. You have to look at, first of all, you have to look at the household incomes in the area, and we measure that from 5 to 10 to 15 miles out. We look at the household incomes. We look at the growth of the people in the area, and is the city growing in a positive manner. And then we have to take a look at the property itself to see how many parking spaces it has. Does traffic interfere with it? Are people able to enter the property from different locations? Is there a traffic light right in front of it where traffic backs up so bad that you can't get into the parking lot? We're dinner-only concept, so that does help us because a lot of the traffic is mostly in the mornings and mostly around lunchtime and late afternoon. So for us, we take that into consideration, but more importantly, we look at the economics of the city and the type of restaurants that are already there, and can we come in and compete and provide something that maybe that somebody else can't. And then of course once we do get in there, we have to kind of protect it, and because everybody else wants a piece of it too as well, and everybody's always researching great sites. And we've been fortunate, since we joined OSI, the Outback and Carrabba's have been very, very successful, and we measure their success in the cities that they've been able to open restaurants in, and they've actually been able to go in there years before us, and that they have a good track record and good growth, which they operate to perfection each and every night as well. Then we look at the opportunity to maybe opening a restaurant there as well. Not so close, but able to come in and share and not take away from them.
What percentage is your lease? Is it like between 5 and 8%?
Roughly a little less than that. I mean, it depends on the market. It depends on the city that you're going in. It also depends on the opportunities that you have. We have some really great deals with some areas, and where we've gone in and we've had a landlord who's trying to do something different with a center, and they maybe purchased a new strip center, and they're moving all the old tenants out, and they're going to redo it completely, and they're looking for a restaurant to come in there that can be a good good position at the end and be something where the other businesses can flourish by the amount of people that they bring in. And they might be willing to cut you some deal. I'll be honest with you. I mean, our company is very stingy on what we will spend, and we try to maybe ride that name recognition a little bit, and who we are, and that we're going to be there for a long time, and that plays a part in it. And you know, a lot of landlords might want as much as $35, $40, dollars a square foot, and we try to shoot for under 20. And with the promise that we'll be there for years and years and years to come, and that's enticing for the landlord to know that it's not going to be a revolving door for businesses coming in and out of that. What you see a lot, you'll see a lot of restaurants or a lot of buildings where they just change the front of it, and it's been 5 or 6 restaurants in 7 years. And with the what we've been able to do and our growth and our track record, it's very tempting for landlords to work a deal. But once we find a site, in all honesty, it can take 1.5 years to actually get the lease done. And then for us, once we're able to get a hold of a piece of property, we can normally get in and open a restaurant in about 90, 95 to 100 days, permits permitting.